Hey everyone, so it's been a while since you have seen my face gracing your screen, and I've missed a lot of topics, but the main reason that I was out of commission for a little while is I had been having a lot of pain in my ovaries, which I'm assuming was a cyst that ruptured, and of course not having health insurance, can't really do anything about that while it's happening, so I was pretty much laid up for about a week. Because I was in such severe pain, but we have had a variety of topics that I have missed out on, one being the issue of cervical cancer. So I'm going to start with that and then go into this week's topic about depression, because that was definitely a big contributing factor for the last few weeks on my lack of motivation to participate in this. So first and foremost, I would really like to apologize for my hiatus. Cervical cancer was pretty much like the two scariest words I think I've heard my doctor say to me. I mean, I knew that my family and my body was definitely going to be prone to cancer as it runs in my tree. My grandmother had two different types of cancer. She had oral cancer and she had breast cancer. My great-grandmother had leukemia, and my dad's mother had non-Hodgkin's disease. So I am no stranger to cancer, and I know what it does to your body. I know that it basically, takes all the energy out of you. It changes your body indefinitely. The chemicals that they pump through your body are horrible, and I've seen it firsthand what it does to you. The losing weight and the losing hair, and part of me is completely scared by cancer, and then part of me thinks, well, damn, if I got that, my PCOS symptoms would dissipate. I'd lose weight automatically because your body doesn't want anything, and I lose hair, so I would lose hair from all the weird places you're not supposed to have it, which is probably a horribly sick thought, so I try to not go that route. But cervical cancer, I know, if you catch it early, it's one of the most treatable cancers, and this is what I've been told when I talk to people about, like, the end result of PCOS not getting fixed is I could get cervical cancer. So that's the main reason I try to follow my diet, and I try to take my medication, and I try to do all the extra stuff that they talk about, and I read the journals, and I keep up on health news, and when I had insurance, I bothered my doctor all the time about what else can I be doing, because if this isn't working, I want an alternative. Because frankly, I'm 27. I don't want to have cervical cancer. I don't think it's right that my OBGYN charges $150, for a 20-minute visit, basically to check that I don't have cervical cancer. I don't like that I've been diagnosed for 3 years and there's been no other alternatives or no other treatment that's been done in the last 3 years that's going to take care of my symptoms or help me. I'm pissed off that I get sick and I cannot eat for 3 days but gain 8 pounds. I mean, it's fucking ridiculous, and that's kind of where I've been with the whole cervical cancer thing. And I know, for so many people, getting your PCOS treated is all about being able to have a baby, which is great, but I can't say that I'm going to commit to ever having a kid, because having a kid puts your body through hell. The massive weight gain, the lugging something additional around on your body for 9 months, that puts stress on your joints and your bones, and I already have all that happening anyways. So babies are great, but so are adopted babies. And to be honest, once you have a kid, your body is different. It's different. And I haven't been working this hard to gain 40 pounds or whatever it may be when I get pregnant and have a kid. So for me, it's all about not getting the cervical cancer, and that's my primary focus. But I will say the last 2 weeks I have been off kilter with my PCOS because I've been stressed out. I hate my job. My anxiety levels have been through the roof, worrying about money, worrying about paying for an apartment that I really can't afford all the time. These things will, wreak havoc on somebody with PCOS, because we are not to be stressed out. We're not to be worried. We're supposed to be calm. We're supposed to do this. We're supposed to get 8 hours of sleep. We're supposed to do all kinds of things. But unfortunately, life in reality doesn't really care that I have PCOS. It pretty much wants to kick me on my ass like at any given chance it can. And trying to find the positive in shit, you know, great for those who can do it, and that's wonderful, but that's not always the case. And the last couple weeks, that's been me. Like, my mind just got so fixated on the stress I was feeling, the anxiety, and not to mention my boyfriend, you know, a few weeks ago was potentially not going to be able to come here, and for him it was like no big deal, but for me that was just like one more thing that was going to completely change how my money situation was going, and was completely going to throw off like the happy feelings I've been having and counting down the days that he was going to get here. And now he was telling me, well, I may not come. And like, to him it was just like a thing that happens. To me it was like, are you fucking kidding? Like, do you understand that this is getting ready to put me through an additional year of hell that I didn't need? You know, and I got real pissed off about it and really upset, and I was very confused about things at the time, because I was just like, I don't understand how you can't see why I'm so worried. Because trying to afford an apartment on one income and trying to pay bills and pay for groceries and pay my debt, like, you know, it's not something that I easily entered into. I entered into it knowing that I was going to have support, and not just money support, but emotional support. Like, I don't have a lot of friends in my town. It's pretty much just I'm on my own all the time, and, you know, not having somebody who can listen to me when I come home, or who can keep me calm or whatever, was just like insult to injury for me. And so really it was like, I just couldn't come talk to you guys about anything that was going on, because I just was like, I am not the powerhouse girl of PCOS right now. I am the doormat and getting my ass kicked like every day. But over the last week there have been some changes. I am quitting my job that is a commuting job. I literally spend like up to 5 hours additional hours in my car a day for my job, but I'm not going to be doing that anymore, because I took a job in my town, which is more money and has health benefits included with it. It's a state job, so it's definitely a better move for me than working at a nonprofit. And I'm hoping that not commuting, a little bit more money, definitely knowing I have health insurance, is on the right plan to keeping me healthy, because, you know, being broke and not being able to be treated, that's like two of the worst things that can possibly happen to someone with PCOS, because things can just spiral out no matter how much time I'm spending in the gym. And I didn't even do that this past week. I just needed a break from all of it. Like, you know, me being in the gym 16 to 18 hours a week, that's practically a part-time job in itself. Doing that on top of my long commute, working, coming home, not feeling like making dinner, this is shit that, you know, definitely affects someone who has PCOS. And depression, I'm sorry, is like the worst side effect to have. I freaking hate it. Growing up was such a positive kid, I always saw like the awesomeness of everything, and then when I turned 12, like, it just pretty much was done. I was very much a realist. I was very much a glass half empty girl, and I've been that way since I was 12. That's like, you know, a lot of years to just always assume that the shit's gonna drop out from under you. And since December, I've been seeing a counselor. Her name is Sonia, and she's been really great just in helping me like realize, you know, I don't know how you guys feel like if you need to caretake everybody, if you feel like, you know, you need to make sure everyone else is taken care of and you never focus on yourself, but I do that a lot, you know, by overcommitting myself to things that I really don't want to do, don't have time to do, but still feeling like I have to say yes. And I do that a lot. I do that with my family. I do that with my boyfriend. You know, I used to not give a crap about anybody. I only worried about myself, and everyone kept telling me that that wasn't the way to be. Selfishness is bad. Taking care of yourself is bad. So I stopped doing that. I started taking care of everybody else. So if Adrian needed help with something at 2 o'clock in the morning, sure, I can do that. If my parents needed me to drop whatever it was I was doing that minute to run them somewhere, to pick them up, sure, I can do that. If I needed to do an extra, you know, 8 hours of entries or filing, I'm doing it because no one else has bothered to do it thus far. So, I mean, depression changes you. It makes you think that you're really not worth crap, and that, you know, for anyone to want to be with you, it's like a miracle. Well, since I've been going to Sonia, I don't believe that shit anymore. I think that, yes, my PCOS makes me different. Should it make me crippled and feel like I owe society something because I have symptoms that are abnormal, or I have too much testosterone that makes me like a boy? Should I keep having to explain this to people that I meet who want to know, like, why I have the symptoms I have, or, you know, want to make comments about my weight? I don't think I owe anybody anything at this point, because I've been busting my ass for years. And skinny girls who don't gain weight the same way we do, or can go spend 30 minutes in the gym and come out with their nice little physique, saying anything to me, like, that rolls off my back now, because I know that they're working out for vanity. They're not working out for the reasons that we do. And just understanding that I have to automatically think the good about everything at this point, because if I even remotely think anything bad, my brain will just run with it. And then I'm depressed. I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to deal with people. I go into hiding mode, jazz mode, whatever you want to call it. I screen my phone calls. I don't want to talk to anybody. And, you know, I'm not saying I'm never going to have one of those days again, but the last couple of weeks where I was feeling like that, you know, it was getting very scary for me. So hopefully you all have a good support system, and you all have people that you can be completely honest with and say, hey, you know, I just really don't feel like doing anything for you today. Because sometimes that just needs to be the statement that you say, and it needs to be okay that you just want to worry about yourself for a little while. And if there's people who aren't okay with it, then I don't know that those are the people that you need to be around for support. And I guess that's really all I have to say on the topic. So hopefully you all have been having an excellent couple of weeks, and I will try to stay on top of this as much as possible. I'm hoping now that I have my new job and I'll be closer to home and whatnot, that it'll be a lot easier for me to contribute things. And I hope you all have a great weekend. All right, bye.